If you don't know, now you know. Now you're more in the know with yours truly, Josh Morin. Welcome to More in the Know podcast. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and what better way to start the week than doing a More in the Know episode? I just launched my coaching, More in Tune Success Systems today. It focuses on three main pillars: sobriety consciousness, prosperity consciousness, and health consciousness. Sobriety consciousness, understanding your emotional addictions, understanding your codependencies, beginning to release yourself from the flight or fight responses that it keeps you emotionally addicted. This allows you to transcend the levels of consciousness. Prosperity consciousness, creating a better relationship with money, allowing yourself to no longer underachieve, under-earn, break through the financial barrier, as well as health consciousness. Health consciousness is you stepping into your true power. When you eat and fuel the body correctly, as well as exercise and workout specifically designed to your goals, your aspirations, and your lifestyles, you're going to find productivity. You will find productivity levels in all areas of your life increase. So that brings me into today's podcast. I have so much to talk about. I'm excited to launch my coaching program, More in Tune Success Systems. But before I really elaborate on More in Tune Success Systems in later podcasts, I want to talk about something that I had in mind today. I've had this analogy in my head since moving to Las Vegas about people. My experience in Las Vegas isn't exactly what I had intended it to be. Things changed. Things changed the week that I moved here, and ultimately the whole situation of me moving here didn't even work out. Didn't even happen before I even moved here. But I decided to move here anyway. I decided to move to Las Vegas anyway because I knew that this place was going to grant me opportunities to be able to connect, collaborate, and create new networks, new relationships, friendships, ideas, and cultivate old ideas, as well as expand on myself as a person and grow as a person. So I knew Las Vegas was going to provide this for me, even though I wasn't coming here to do what I had first intended on doing. But that's okay. Thing is things will change in life. You have to be able to pivot. If you can't pivot, then you're always going to be stuck, or you're going to point the finger and say, well, he fucked me over, well, she fucked me over, this and that. You have to be able to pivot and say, you know what, this didn't work out, I'm going to pivot, and this is going to work out for me. This is the new direction that I'm going to go. And you have to be able to do that on command. But something that I've realized since moving here is an analogy. I really love the analogy, people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. One more time. People are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But I'm breaking that down even further. People are a lot like music. You know, when you're listening to your Spotify playlist, or you're just listening to Spotify in general, people can be compared to music. And so why is this? Well, think of the oldies. You know, you have your bangers, maybe songs you've listened to 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they come on every now and then, and guess what? You still rock out to them. You get fucking wild to these songs, right? Well, guess what? Those are like your grandparents. Those are like your grandma, or grandpa, your uncle, your aunt, and maybe even your parents that come on. They're still in your life. Maybe they're not in your life every single day because geographically you're not in the same area. But you know that when they're around and when you're around them, when you're connecting with them, they're always going to be there, and they always have a special place in your heart. So those are going to be songs that are on your playlist forever. And then you have those songs that like are your go-to daily songs, right? Your go-to gym song, your go-to morning song, your go-to sad song, your go-to whatever, your go-to sex song, whatever your song is. And these are like your go-to people in your life. You have your go-to gym partners, you have your go-to relationships and your romantic relationships that you have, and you have these people that are in your life that fulfill these go-to songs, right? Those are your go-to songs, and you have your go-to people. Well, then you have the songs that you just skip over, and you don't realize that they're a banger, and then you come back to them. And those are the friends and those people in your life that maybe you had some sort of link or connection with them, but at that moment you weren't able to really resonate with that person then. Maybe a year later, 2 years later, or 3 years later, you rekindle in some sort of way or fashion or form, and all of a sudden you could become best friends. This has happened many times in my life. And so those are those songs that you skip over and then you come back to. Those songs that you skip over and you're like, man, this shit was actually fire. Same with women. Girls that you know what, maybe she's not hot enough or not cute enough or whatever it is, and you come to find out, like, man, this girl's freaking awesome. This girl has some integrity, some morals. This woman is really inspired to live her best life. She's growing one day at a time, and that's sexy, that's attractive, and that's powerful, and that's the type of woman that you deserve to have in your life. Maybe that's the type of song that you skip over, and that's the type of woman that you've skipped over, the type of men or friendship or business opportunity. So songs are like that. So those are the ones that you skip over and you come back to, and that you're on your playlist now. And then you have those songs where you listen to, they're dope, they're some of your favorites, but for some reason you can't remember the name of them. And they just kind of disappear for a minute, and then they come back in your life, and they disappear for a minute. But they only come back when they come up on shuffle. Not because you can find them, because when you start to search for them, you start to look them up, you can't find them because you don't know what the fucking name of the song is. We all have friends like this. We have friends like this where we'll text them, we'll see how they're doing, and yeah, they might text us back, but they never make it a priority to come see us. Or maybe they'll reach out when it's convenient for them. So this is how music is relevant to relationships in our lives. And that's what I've understood since moving here to Las Vegas. I've really begun to understand who my true friends are. And I'm incredibly grateful for the phenomenal, exceptional people that are in my corner. Absolutely first class. And I'm cultivating and aligning myself with new individuals. I'm not stuck on this old bullshit. And if you're always stuck on this old toxic relationships, people who really don't care about you, you'll find out a lot about people when you stop texting them first. Stop texting people first and see how many dead plants you're watering. Stop texting people first and see how many opportunities to go to events, to go to dinner, to hang out and collaborate with are with that person. Just stop texting them. I began to do this especially since moving to Las Vegas. I've stopped texting people, and I'm seeing who's texting me first, who's reaching out to me. And guess what? I have found exactly who I want in my corner. The people that are reaching out to me, making a commitment to be in my life, guess what I do? I reciprocate that action. I reciprocate that action because I know that they want me in their life, and that makes me want them in my life, especially if they're first class, especially if they're living life by design, especially if they're living life true to their morals, true to who they are, and they're not lost in the fucking sauce, man. We all have the same amount of time every day. So people say, oh, I don't have time or I'm busy. It's like when you reach out to a girl and you ask, hey, when can I hang out? And they make this long, drawn-out story. Fuck that shit. They're not available. Not that they're not available to hang out with. They're just not available. And I do the same thing. Instead of telling women that we'll see when I hang out with them, I just tell them I'm not available. I'll hang out when I hang out with you. And that's just that. Or I don't want to hang out at all. But you're going to have these people in your life, like music. So you're going to have the oldies that are going to be there forever. And you can jam out in your car when they come on. It'll give you that nostalgia feeling. That's like your grandparents. It's like, man, this feels good. You'll have those go-to bangers every single day, those go-to people in your life, those coworkers, those day-to-day friends, the people that you see often. You're going to have those songs that just disappear. And those are songs that you're going to start to really have to let go of. You're going to have to let go of those relationships and those songs because they do not serve you. And as the more that you begin to release yourself from these toxic relationships in your life, then guess what? You don't have to keep revisiting back these old songs, these old tunes, and have to keep re-feeling these feelings. That's like re-inviting an ex-boyfriend back in your life. It's the same thing with listening to a song. You revisit these feelings. You get all these new feelings in your body, and guess what? You don't require them. Because you are a new person. You're living life how you want to live it. Stop enabling these toxic people and letting them just come flow into your life when it's convenient for them. When your life's playlist is on shuffle and they can just pop in. Skip that fucking shit. That's today's More in the Know podcast. If you don't know, now you know. Now you're more in the know. I'm rocking my custom retro fix Field Supplements jersey. These were a limited drop. We might be dropping these again very soon. If you haven't yet, please comment, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're growing, baby. Little by little, day by day. And I appreciate everyone who tunes in and tags along with me. And for that, you guys have a blessed day.